Pancho was adopted about 8 years ago.
What a good boy!
An armed intruder forced his way inside Pancho's adopted home. His family was downstairs and they heard him growling and barking upstairs. They ran upstairs to see what was happening and they found Pancho fending off a guy with a knife. Pancho was kicked, which displaced some discs in his back. The intruder stabbed him. It did sever his jugular. And the intruder ran out of the house. Pancho's dad loaded him into a vehicle, and they live up here in Espanola, New Mexico, where we do not have an emergency vet. We have very limited veterinary resources up here. And they drove down south to Santa Fe. Santa Fe does not, at the time, did not have an emergency veterinary hospital. And so they kept driving to Albuquerque, which is about an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours away, and they searched in vain for emergency care for him there as well. They ended up turning all the way back around and driving all the way back up north. David really thought that Pancho was not going to make it. The pressure bandage saved his life. They got back to Espanola and then they decided a last-ditch effort to pull into our animal shelter to see if we could help him. When we removed the pressure bandage to see what we were dealing with, he did lose consciousness. His heart stopped and he stopped breathing.
Look at him.
Our team was able to resuscitate him. They did CPR, chest compressions, injected him with medications to get his start.
Good boy. Good boy.
His heart started and his breathing started again, and then they did emergency surgery on his neck to close that up, which took quite some time. We were then able to reunite Pancho with his family in our clinic. It was a very emotional time for everyone because none of us really thought this dog would make it, and he pulled through. Pancho's tail throughout this entire time, it never stopped wagging. You think a dog that was so tough to be able to fend off an armed intruder might be just a tougher kind of a dog, but he's just this heart wrapped in fur. He's such a sweet dog. He never looked at any of us sideways, even though he must have been absolutely terrified and in a tremendous amount of pain. He just, every time we said his name or called him a good boy, he was, almost gone from this earth, and he just would start thumping that tail over and over and over again, just thump, 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 wag, wag, wag. David got down on the ground and was cradling Pancho's head in his hands and just kept telling him what a good boy he was and how he did his job saving his family.